Shotspotter in the city of Chicago is going to go away after the August Democratic National Convention in Chicago and sometime, after the peak of summer. So what's going to happen with Shotspotter after that? Of course, the technology meant to help police and law enforcement track where shots are coming from. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson, he announced before he was elected that he was going to get rid of the Shotspotter technology, and then after he took office earlier this year, kind of wavered on that a bit, and then it was announced earlier this week that he is ending the contract. So what's going to happen here? Of course, here's Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson, just a short clip of him talking about how nobody cares about public safety more than he does.
I don't know if there's anyone that spends more time thinking about public safety than I do.
So more on what the mayor had to say yesterday during a Q&A with the media. He was asked about this in a variety of different ways, especially with the consideration that ShotSpotter is willing to renegotiate. And you've got a variety of headlines here where, for instance, Tamon Bradley on X, a reporter out of Chicago, he says that new ShotSpotter statement, it sounds like sound thinking's holding firm, wanting a 1-year extension of their contract with the city rather than a short extension through September 22nd, as Mayor Johnson apparently is pushing for. So he shares that statement from ShotSpotter. But let's go ahead and hear what Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson had to say on this question of, what's going to happen with ShotSpotter? When exactly is it going to go away? Today's the day that they're ending that contract, but is it going to be in place for the next 6 months? Is it going to be in place because of Chicago violence during the summer? Is it going to be in place heading up to the DNC? How exactly do we have public safety in Chicago where you can actually go after bad actors? Again, here's Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson yesterday.
So we've maintained a very clear presentation about what our intentions are, while also making sure that we're very thoughtful with the partner who has been a part of this infrastructure for the last 5 years. But the most important thing is, I don't know if there's anyone that spends more time thinking about public safety than I do. Now, there are other mayors that have been in this position before. I would argue that they had the same level of attention. What my approach has been very consistently, that we have to invest in people. And that's what I've done. And that's what I will continue to do.
So investing in people is his approach. Sure, there's some evidence to suggest you give people a step, they'll take it, and hopefully the next step they could take themselves, right? And you kind of help people lift themselves up by their bootstraps, right? That's a long-term goal. But in the short term, you've got shootings that are happening. You've got people being shot, children being shot and killed in Chicago. The headlines sometimes are just so grim, it's hard to even read just the headline. But how do you expect to go after the immediacy of crime if you don't have these tools that are in place? More from Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson.
So the company is willing to negotiate an extension.
Listen, I've been clear from the very beginning of what I've committed to.
So are you doing it this way because you're concerned about the violence over the summer?
No.
Waiting 6 months.
I'm doing it this way because this is the right way to do it. Now, if you're asking me if I'm concerned about violence as a whole, whether it's the summertime or the wintertime, I don't pick seasons when I'm concerned about violence.
Interesting statement there. Here's more from the mayor, just to kind of wrap up some of the Q&A that was all about ShotSpotter yesterday in that wide-ranging Q&A that the mayor had.
I call it a very effective tool. So were they part of your decision
Chicago
to
Police.
end ShotSpotter?
I've been in conversations with everyone. I speak to the superintendent and his department. We sit down every week. I speak to the superintendent on a regular basis. So again, I've been very clear from the very beginning, and we're going to continue to hold to the commitment that I've made.
So again, the commitment he made was to get rid of ShotSpotter, and that apparently is where he is going to go with all of this. All right, it's Bishop on air, and that's the latest when it comes to the ShotSpotter technology in the city of Chicago. And yesterday we took your calls on that. And if you want to see that segment, you can check out the Bishop on Air YouTube channel, and make sure that you join us each and every weekday morning here as we try to give you some of the latest that's happening, things that you may want to know about. All right, so stay tuned as always with Bishop on Air. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and stay tuned. More to come.